Evening all. Welcome to Ask the Plasterer, me, the Plasterer. This is the community boozer, and this is where me and the guys and girls come for a bit of a chat. Most of us are plasterers, or newbies, or DIYers, or or just interested in plastering. We can talk about. You can ask me any plastering related questions you like, because I've been a plasterer for the last 38 years in South London, and but generally a lot of the other guys on different channels do a lot of chat about plastering, so we just like to meet up here and have a bit of a gas about anything and everything, work related or not work related. Tell me how your day's going, your week's going, your tools are going. Is the work alright now? Is the rain stopping off enough for you guys to earn some decent money? Are we all going to make it to Edinburgh? Those that haven't booked yet. Be sure, if you're not on there already, to put your name down. Hello mate, hello Martin, nice to see you mate. You're coming this year mate, aren't you? I know I keep asking people that every time I come on here, but my memory's so short I forget who's coming and who isn't. There is a group of us on the is it what? I can't even remember. It's a WhatsApp group or a messenger group. I think it's a WhatsApp group for the Edinburgh who's definitely going. So put your name down on there so we can all have a chat. We can chat to each other, ask each other questions about stuff, and generally see what's going on and all stuff and things like that. Right, bear with me. Right. Evening, Marky boy. You alright, brother? Had a busy day at the office. Oh dear, I booked a job to sort of spread over 3 days this week, and then remembered that I'm meant to be up in the missus with a bit of babysitting because the Easter holidays are still on, aren't they? And but that's Tuesday and Wednesday, so no it's not, it's Wednesday and Thursday, so I've got to crack on tomorrow and try and get this job bashed out that I'm on at the minute. Have any I'll save that actually. You're definitely coming, Martin. Great stuff, mate. I think you're on the old community doodah day, aren't you? The diddly, you know, the WhatsApp group that Mark set up. Mike, evening, mate. You're back in from work then. That place you're working on, mate, it's just falling apart around your ear holes, isn't it? Oh dear. I mean, I think, yeah. Like I said, mate, they get you in because you'll do it. I think other spreads would just go, you know what, I'll come back when you've sorted this out a bit better. But I suppose you do kind of general building, Mike, really, don't you? You're not just a spread, mate. You're a man of many talents, what with the old brick man and all that malarkey. A little bit of carpentry, a little bit of, well, a lot of plastering, let's be honest. Oh dear, I don't know where you get your stamina from, mate. I'll tell you what, the missus would love it if you come around my house and sort out all the things that need doing. Alright, hang about a little bit till a few of the more of the guys might pop in this evening for a bit of a chat. I've got the I'm going to wear this tonight because Mark Shepherd sent me these. Cheers, Mark, if you're watching this. On the front t-shirt, I thought I just had a box with some Easy Mix extra time in and what have you, and possibly a little bit of that lovely yellow scrim, the best scrim in the world. And he sent me this, and that's it. It don't quite work properly on my green screen, see, it messes up the old diddly, but that is blue, and that is at the right angle. There you go, look at that. I know it's back to front, but yeah, you guys are smart. Half time, and on the back there, like it says when it pops up on there, it says, "Don't stop me, I'm using half time. Sensible, very sensible t-shirt to be wearing. Oh, not only that. Hold on, bear with. It's lovely, Mark, isn't it? Eh? Yeah. That's what I thought. Look, there you go. Look. Come stop me! I'm using half time, boy. Oh, here it is. Oh, one that I popped up on the old Trail Talk route today because I had it on while I was doing a bit of work there, doing my old sealing. Was the extra time one? Look at that! Oh, how beautiful! How beautiful is that? And on the back of that one, I didn't I had time to take a picture of it. That says, taking it easy with extra time. That's me. That's my mantra. Taking it easy with extra time. Cheers, Mark. Just in time for the summer. We're nearly the summer. Oh, Jay Crawford. Thank you very much, kindly. Look at that mug. Look at that mug. I don't mean my face, obviously. I mean this. And up here in a sec in the tickety book. Look, there you go. Number bead. Oh, Jay, look. Number bead, mate. Ooh, fantastic. Hey, how do we live without them? Spacers. Oh, spacers. Yep. Yeah, you will get different spacings between your diddlies, mate. You get them from Jay. Oh, hang on. Just bung my old glasses on a second. Briggy, hello, mate. Mike, my missus said you've got no chance. She's still waiting for me to do our house. So and that is typical then, mate, isn't it, I suppose? The old, your own place just never gets done, does it? The same incentive's not there. Mind you can't do your house, mate, because you're never there, are you? So, you're always working somewhere for somebody else. So, but that's a good thing. That's a good thing. I am at home, like weekends and things. And my missus still needs things doing on the house because I'm just not the same kind of go-getter mentality as you have, mate. Oh dear. And let's be honest, Mike, you're not as old as me, mate, but you're not a spring chicken, are you? But you do have the energy of one, I have to say. You do have the energy of one. Yeah, just in case you didn't know, Jay's site, Intelligent Render Products, and it's even got a little one of them things on the old on the mug. Look at that! How amazing is that? And yeah, intelligentrender.co.uk. It makes me lime water taste even nicer. But although I'm trying to regain my six-pack, but by the time I go to Edinburgh, I don't know if that's going to happen. But yeah, I've been sticking to a fairly strict diet of like mostly breakfast, kind of skipping lunch and having a dinner, and then not been on the beer, not been on the bread. Haven't been on, tonight, because I've been on lime water for another week. I had a beer last Sunday because I was at a barbecue, family barbecue, and I couldn't have a beer like that. And something nice to eat. So I did have a little bit of bread for them with my burger and stuff. But I've been a good boy again this week, because if you don't get stuck into that, get back to the gym, eat sensible, that big old fat porch thing ain't going to go nowhere. So, but tonight I've got my beer glass and I've got my brew dog. I've not had a brew dog now for 2 weeks. 2 weeks. I did have one lager at the barbecue. I might have been 2. But yeah, so I'm going to have a beer tonight. I was just going to do lime water, and I thought, no, I'll treat yourself. You've been a good lad. Been working hard, which is new for me. And so yeah, Mark, there's going to be a heat wave when we're in Edinburgh, Jamie. Oh, it might be, mate. You just, I mean, you look at that, some of that weather that we had when we were there. I know we had all the seasons, but the summer there was great. All in a week. Oh yeah. Oh dear. There seems to be a tidy few of us definitely going. Looking at your thing, Mark, at the old WhatsApp. This WhatsApp group is done there, mate, and it's not a messenger one. It's WhatsApp, isn't it? But Gordon's not coming, I don't think. Gordon Mackay, because he was I don't know if he said he was or wasn't on it, but he was obviously in the group, or invited to the group, and then he left the group. So I'm guessing that's a possible no from Gordon. But yeah, I'm so looking forward to it now. Those old days are ticking. But it was about 40 something days. You know what it is, Mark, don't you? I'm going to get it up on my. Hang on. Get it up on my blower. Quickly going to me EasyJet app. Ooh, all the excitement. I can hardly bear it. My trips. Where am I going? 42 days. 42 days. Sorry, it's back to front. 42 days. We'll be in sunny Edinburgh. And I'll probably be meeting up with Ricky Boy because he's going Sunday night. Or sometime Sunday. I'm there pretty early Monday, about 10:30, and I can't book in to me hostel till about 2. So me and you, mate, we'll have to go for a pint or something to eat and chat about how the week's going to go. Amber Rose Tuesday night. For anyone that's not aware of that, that's when Mark's been able to get it booked up for. So Amber Rose Tuesday. I say Tuesday night. It's Tuesday. We did. What is the time, Mark? What are we doing it? Is it a sort of a early evening 7 o'clock touch, or is it an afternoon thing? You have said, mate, but you know what I'm like. Can't remember these things. Let's bring the old microphone a bit closer, just in case I'm sounding a little bit distant. Oh, sounds like me bones. There we go, is that better? Alright, sorry mate. Messenger. I was definitely messenger the group. Couple of African lads have said they're coming. No, 22 say they're going. You don't mean Alibi, do you? He's not coming, is he? It's a bit of a trek. Well, 22 say they're going, mate, but the proof of the pudding. I tell you, if you know someone's more likely going, is when they ask you where you're meeting, where you're staying, what's the best way to get there. If they just go, yep, I'm coming, and then you don't hear nothing else, then it's highly likely they're not coming. So I've learnt these things from experience of life. Oh, what's that, Martin? Not sure which airport I'm flying from this time. Might be living in Norfolk then. Oh, you're moving, mate, aren't you? In that case, it's Stansted Airport this time. Well, it should be nearer, mate, wouldn't you? If you're moving up there, moving up north, you're gonna practice changing your accent and everything, so people can understand you. Well, everyone understands me because I haven't got an accent, have I? Neither's Joel. Joel ain't got no accent, neither. Or Jamie. But sadly, Danny can't make it. Danny Arbuckle, evening, me dear. If you're anywhere out there with your lovely lady this evening, yeah, God, you're going to be sorely. Like I said, mate, you're going to be sorely missed this time around. But yeah, you know, that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. With life, what can you do? What can you do? Oh, hey, hello, Mark. Hang on. Mate, they're a good size. I did put a post up on Trout Talk with me wearing me favourite one, which is the old me extra time one there, with the taking it easy with extra time. Only reason I ain't got it on, mate, is because of my green screen thing. Not when it goes a bit funny like that, keeps disappearing. But oh look, there it is. Look, don't stop me. I'm using half time. That's that's my favourite. That's my favourite one, that, mate. I like that one. I'd wear that even if I was using extra time, just to stop people hassling me when I'm working. Whee, look at that, beautiful. Yep, no, they fit lovely, mate. They fit lovely, don't you know? As you can see from the picture on Trout Talk, mate, I've been using my lovely easy scrim. Oh, beautiful stuff, beautiful. Everything else just looks very thin to me now in the width department. And yeah. So cheers, Marky. And looking forward to meeting you in Edinburgh. As far as I'm just stating it on here for anyone that doesn't know, just so he feels more committed that he's definitely got to come. Old Mark Shepherd should be joining us, boys and girls. So that'd be great to meet the man behind the gear. And and also Mark knows Kirk Johnstone, so as well. So that'd be nice for them to see each other. Mind you, saying that they probably see each other. I don't know how near they live. I don't know how near you live to each other, Mark. Up that way. Mike, I will be there at 1:30 on Monday. That is, mate, isn't it? Not on Sunday. You did say, mate, but again, you know, I can't remember these things. Lovely. It's no good. I've got to crack open my beer. And when this, because I'm only having one can of beer, and once that runs out, I'm back on the lime water. Oh, back on the lime water. Paul, all right, Paul Jones, nice to see you, mate. Monday. Okay, Mikey. Right, Monday at what time did you say? On 30. 1:30 Monday. Yeah, well, I'll probably see you, mate, just before. Might meet you at McDonald's actually, depending if I've eaten with Ricky or not. By that time, Mark landed about 4:30 on Monday. It's a bit late in the day, Mark, isn't it? It's almost time to go to bed then, mate, isn't it? Excuse me. Oh, hang on, Mr. Sam. Yeah, a bit of JMLR, whatever you call it. Actually, you probably can't hear it over the background noise of the punters. Ooh, look at that. Tell I work in a pub, can't you? Cheers. Oh dear. So, boys and girls, just making sure I haven't missed any messages out. Rick, so yeah, Rick, I shall see you there at some point, mate. I'll give you a bell when I get there. Yeah, I'll tell you what, Mark. I'll have a look back on the old. Actually, maybe let's have a quick look on there now. I've got nothing else to do. Sitting here, relaxing, having a beer. I think as I've had me dinner. That's me lot now till porridge for breakfast tomorrow. But she only way back in shape. Been a bit naughty with the beer, but I think I've only had porridge, dinner and a beer today, so I think I'm still on schedule, to say so myself. Right, hold on. What have I got here? That's Jay. Hang on, I put my glasses on again. Can't see a flipping thing. Right. No, guys, don't start. Mark, Alabi and Lewis chatting about what happens if you don't get paid from your client. Does Camille know that we meet up here? Has he got any idea? Hang on, I'm going to send him a quick message while I'm on the flying to Edinburgh for a good time group. Oh, he is coming, isn't he? Yeah, he's bringing the family. What am I talking about? Of course he is. So yeah, sharp as a razor, me. Sharp as a razor. I would leave them on these things, but they say they do that when the lights will reflect in them. It's really annoying when you're watching. It annoys me when other people have got glasses on and it shines in them like that. Do 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 do. Do, do, do. Right, Mark, I know you're busy, mate. I know Mike's busy. What about you, Rick? If you're still there, mate, are you busy? And Mark, Mark Shepherd, if you're still there, mate, you're not going. You make sure you don't book in a scuba diving holiday or something from the 20th of May. It's easy done. It's easy for the guys as well to book in work and without thinking about what the dates are, and then go, oh, well, that's when everyone's meeting up in Edinburgh, isn't it? And not those of us that have already blocked it out in our diary because we've already paid for our board and lodgings and travel. Because obviously you don't want to pay for it all and then realise you've booked work over the whole thing. Mind you, for me personally, if I had a booked work, I just have to tell my customers I've made a terrible error, and I'm going to be coming to them a week later than I'd planned. Because of the pressures of work, and the fact that I'd forgotten I'd booked a trip to Edinburgh. I tell you what, Mark, I nearly ordered X-Skim. They are refiner, mate, aren't they? Refiner. Tomato. Yeah, yeah, and then I forgot again. I popped into a couple of the local tool shops around here that do plastering gear, and they seem to be only stocking Ox stuff, and so they only had Ox speed skims. Because if they'd had one in the shop, I probably just would have bought it. The kind of mood I was in. And when they didn't have one, I thought, well, I'll order one online, and then I forgot again, so I haven't done that. So because I had to get a new battery for my car, not my work car, my other car. Hey, evening, Jay. You missed me harping on about your wonderful company, wonderful mug and number beads and stuff like that, which you should see popping up here in a minute, mate. If you keep a close eye up on the old screen. If you watch it on the telly, you can see it even better. There, it's coming. Yeah, cheers, Jay, for that. And for me bits and pieces. Spacers, see that? That's only 2 of them, you know, because there's loads of them. Yeah, you can't miss the mug, mate, can you? With that orange there, nice glow in the dark. I was saying to the guys that's even got one of those what'd-you-me thingies on it, isn't it? That you don't diddle with your phone, and presumably that brings up the website, mate, rather than having to type it in. You know, I'm quite up on technology, but not everything. Not everything. I've been drinking lime water in that, Jake, tonight because I'm trying to stay off the beer because I'm trying to keep fit, mate, for when I go to Edinburgh. And but I am having a beer as well tonight because I've been on lime water for the whole week. And it don't taste quite as nice as the odd beer. But yeah, cheers, mate, for that. Cheers, it's a lovely mug. I should be having a proper brew of tea or coffee in that after I get off of here later on. QR code, that's it, mate. Let's see the website. Yeah, when I first tried typing in the website, it went, oh no, it can't, you know, it's not safe. Don't go there. and I couldn't make it come up, and then suddenly it pinged up and it was all right. So I don't know what that was all about, mate. But you might want to check that. It might just be the security on my computer's a bit fussy about some stuff. But it did pop up in the end, and it was fine. But it probably works easier with the QR code using my phone, because it's because computer stuff and phone stuff don't always work quite as well as they're meant to. Oh dear. Sorry, Jay, I can't remember if you're coming to Edinburgh or not, mate, or whether you're too busy running your empire. Remind me. Hey, Jamie, have you just got here, mate? You should be up in the beers if you're getting ready for Edinburgh. I know I should be, Jamie, mate, but I'm trying to keep it, you know, I'm trying to get it nicely down, the old tum-tum, 'cause as I'm getting older, I just want to get that six-pack back one more time before it's too late. And but come the week in Edinburgh, whatever state I'm at, it's going to be completely blown out of the water because I'm not drinking and I'm not eating while we're there. So it'd be good if I can get it down to where near where I want it to be, and it can pop up for a week, and then I'll sort myself back out for the summer when we get back home after our fantastic, absolutely fantastic week in Edinburgh, or however long you're staying for. Which yeah, can't wait, lads. Very much looking forward to it. Jay, probably not this year. Need to be tight with money whilst I build this, hopefully next year. Okay, mate. Yep, I don't see any reason so far why it won't be going on next year as well. Bigger and better, if that's possible. Or bigger is possible, I suppose. I suppose I think it depends on how many of you there are going in to one pub together, but because it's that kind of place where all the pubs seems to be full of people all the time, if 20 guys suddenly walk in together, nobody really takes any notice because it's all busy anyway, so that's good. It's not like you're trying to go into a pub in London at some points with they've got guys on the door, especially on weekends, and there's more than 2 or 3 of you. I won't let you in. Oh no, mate, you can't come in with a great big gang on you. Oh no, mate. Hey ho. Beer. Bye. 12p. Yeah, I didn't even notice it was in the background, mate. Me old beer song. It's worth the 12p, mate, every time. What do you think? When you find that up, that's just, let's say for example I got 12 pence a month, because we're talking a month here, mate, we're not talking about every time I do the video. So that would be I've over these last 6 months I've nearly lost £1 already, so it's getting a bit drastic now. I might have to change the music, you know, but unless what I might do a bit of crowdfunding to see if I can make up for the shortfall that I'm getting by me old copywriting old music, and not being able to monetize and get me 12 pence worth. But hey ho, you know, I just throw caution to the wind, me mate. Do I care? No. So if you'd like to donate to the Stuff the Copyright fund, then please feel free. Oh dear. Right. What else was I thinking of chatting to you guys about tonight? I'll tell you what I'm going to do, just to get my boring face off of here for a second. Is I'm going to zhuzh up the slideshow and make it big for a little while. I'm just saying that I think my face is still going to be on it, isn't it? Let's have a twiddle. Oh, it's disappearing behind me now. Oh, no, get over there. There we are. Oh, ah. I've forgotten how to make it bigger. Oh, don't do that. I've forgotten how to make it bigger. Oh, the wonders of technology. Yeah, get out of the way. Oh, there we go. Yeah, okay. Evening, Richard. Paul, what you guys got on this week? I've got on this ceiling. I've just been the Artex ceiling. I've been boarded over today. Got to get it skimmed tomorrow. I've got those horrible little channel things to fill in. The two other inquiries today. One from the other side of North London, which is about an hour and a half drive for me. So I declined that one. It's too far. If it was out into the sticks, you could go more miles more quickly, but because it's you got to go through London to get to the other part. Because I'm in sort of the bottom end of South London, they're at the top end of North London, and it's just I didn't even ask her what she wanted doing. She just said, "Oh, I was recommended, obviously, as I often am. Thank you very much." And but she just said, "Oh, do you come out this far?" And I said, well, not really. It's a bit out of my distance thing. So it's much. If it was in the country, it's a lot quicker to get out into the country. But to go across town, it's But anyway, the one I looked at on the way home, that was another Artex ceiling. A lot of Artex ceilings, they just go on and on forever. I think. I'm not knocking it. I mean, if they do ever eventually run out because every single one of them's been plastered over, or boarded over, or taken down. I shall. That's when the media walls start getting ripped out by people that want their space back. That's taken up by a lot of shelves with nothing on. Well, not anymore, anyway. But so yeah, that's me. That's me at the moment. Got a bit of granddad babysitting to do. A couple of days this week, which I should have booked off, but I've accidentally half booked work over the top of that. But I'll work around it, or not, as the case may be. Paul, they are bread and butter work, mate. Absolutely, the old Artex scene. This one, the one I looked at tonight, it's got quite a thick old swirly pattern on, and I said, well, I'll give you two quotes. One, because I'm quite happy. I've bonded over so many Artex ceilings, and I think the only one was it last summer fell down. Luckily, it was only a sort of fairly small kitchen ceiling, but or dining room ceiling. But the Artex had been put over wallpaper, and the Artex probably wasn't that thick. All the plaster water soaked in through the Artex into the paper. The paper came loose, great big bubble, and then I watched it drop the next afternoon. I could see it was coming down. That was a pain. But I was told this guy that can happen, and I can give him a price to board over it. So I'm going to give him a price to board over it or bond it. But they'll take the subsequent risk if it falls down if I only bond it. But it is only round the corner from me, which is another. They're the kind of jobs I like, are local ones. At the moment, I'm working in Sutton, which is about, without traffic, is about 10-minute drive from here. The one I looked at tonight's about, it's not even a 5-minute drive. I could probably walk there if I needed to. I had to get 2 new tyres for me work motor, for me Freelander, because they've been a little bit close to not being sensible on the front. But lovely Lawrence over there, who's a good friend of my daughter. He's a lovely guy. He managed to get me a fit for me over in Halfords in where is it again? Begins with F. Feltham. 2 new, they were budget, but they were brand new 2 tyres for the front. Came to £88 fitted for 2, which is amazing because even budget ones elsewhere are pushing £100. for a Freelander. But so I had to get that done. Bought some extra wheel nuts because I had to chop all my locking wheel nuts off. Last time I had something major done, and I keep forgetting that I've got one bolt missing from every wheel, which wouldn't go down well if I got a pull from the police constabulary, would it? So I ordered 4 of those off of the old Amazon. So I'm putting them back on the old motor. Not that the wheels have fall off. I mean, they've already got 4 nuts in. I mean, the locking one was a 5th one, you know. So, but yeah, pop those back in. So I'm kind of legal. And my only issue I've got this week is I think the MOT runs out on Wednesday. And then the MOT on that runs out on the 25th. So that's a little while away. But the work motor, that's not. And hopefully, because it's normally pretty good, hopefully it'll pass. Especially now it's got 2 new decent tyres on the front. But oh man, yeah, it's all go, innit? It's all go. But the days are getting longer and warmer. I'm enjoying that. I can't wait till I'm sitting in here doing this, absolutely sweating because I've got all the lights on and it's all shut up. So it's, you know, becomes the pub, the old community boozer. Mark, what's your new t-shirt doesn't get burnt, mate? Oh, on the fire. I'm always very careful, Mark. Always very careful. Jamie, what you got on this week, Jamie? If you're still there, mate. Hey, evening Tara, my darling, nice to see ya. How's little Bubba? Letting you sleep, I hope, now as she's slowly starting to get bigger. I'm definitely will. I'm sure all the other guys they'll seem to be fairly happy and fairly busy. And when little one's a little bit older, you can bring her to Edinburgh, Tara, next year after. Maybe see how it all goes. She'll say it could be organised. Couple of kitchens, Jamie. But you know, I'm never quite sure whether that work you're doing close to home or not, mate. 'Cause sometimes you're on the old ferry, aren't you? And other times you're not. But I don't know if you're driving fairly locally to get to some of these jobs, or whether you're driving for flipping miles and leaving at 7 in the morning or something dark. Wow. Did you see these, Tara? I showed them to the guys earlier. Mark sent me. Look at that. Extra time. Just in case that that's a nice big advert when you're out and about. And that one says, which is me all over, taking it easy with extra time. Obviously it's back to front on the telly there, on the telly box. And this one, when I'm using the old half time, on the back of that one. Oh, there we go. Don't stop me. I'm using half time. And I say, like, I won't just wear that one all the time, so no one ever interrupts me. Apart from those people that do like to ring me when I'm on my stilts. I said Tara as well, I'm having a beer tonight because I haven't had one. I've been on the lime water again for another. I still see I've got some here before my beer runs out. There's lime water in there. And 2 of them are really curdling my stomach now, aren't they? Yeah, that's when my beer runs out. But I've been on lime water all week, and I thought, no, tonight I'm going to have a beer. So, and I won't have another one till, I don't know, but at least another week now. At least another week. That's the first one of those I've had in a fortnight. So I'm still being very good. Oh, that's a long one. Richard, I'm dear. Overboard and plastering some nasty old ceilings in An ex-council house. Concrete steel frame pipes. It's work when it's close to home. That's a major thing, mate. If it's if it's doable and it's close to home, that is always a lot better. My father and daughter are working on some flats. In the forest. Bless the old man at 71. You would think he would take a rest. Generally busy with inquiries, etc. Yeah, well, mate, I think that's another 10 years for me, but I reckon I'll probably still be at it. In my case, a case of having to. But yeah, no, God bless him. I don't know, Richard. My father-in-law, he was a carpenter. He's 93 now, and man, he just he don't stop. He builds things down at this bowls club where he's been a member for the last forever, and he was knocking up some cupboard in 2 parts up in his garage, what he's going to build in down at his bowling club that he goes to, and he asked me if I could take him on top of my motor. So we got him on top of my car. God, they weighed a ton, in 2 halves. Cut it down there, got it all off, and he's down there with all these tools and stuff. We're putting it all together, and he's going to be repainting, finishing off, painting it, and all the rest of it. And he is like that constantly on the go. He still drives. He's if he's not out bowling, doing art, playing darts, going to bingo. Most of these things are at the bowls club, mate. Driving up his caravan in the summer down in Chichester. He's absolutely stunningly fit. Physically, he's just like absolutely amazing. If I could be half as fit as him, if I live to 93, it'll be a blessing for sure, mate. Absolutely. Jamie, working in an old church next week. 5 metre high ceilings. Oh, mate, is there proper scaffolding going on though, Jamie, isn't there? And if there is, mate, is that organised by them, or is that something you've got to sort out? Sorting out scaffolding for like big jobs like that can be, excuse me, an absolute pain in the backside. But if like a main contractor or customer's sorting it, then it's not so much of a problem. At least keep him busy, Richard. That's good, mate. So for a few of the guys have been a bit quiet at the beginning of the year, and a lot of the guys do a lot of outside rendering jobs. We kept getting rained off, and I don't know how you deal with that, guys. When you're when you've got a lot of jobs booked in and you do a lot of rendering work, like Joel and the guys do. I just don't know how they manage to then catch up with everything, or I suppose you just do what you have to. Like, if it's raining, what can you do? Customer understands that, but it's the fact while that's happening, you're not really getting paid, are you? But hopefully now things are, the weather's picking up and staying drier, and just better to get things done. Work tool. What, Jamie? You don't mean work tool boots, do you? Tara, she's good, thanks. Just putting her to bed. Oh, bless her. Tops are cool. Half-time one was made Kirk, I think. No. yeah, without a doubt. All right, darling, you take care. If was that? Yeah, I don't know how easy she goes to sleep for you. Whether you got to stay with her or until she's gone off. But I'll speak to you soon, darling. I'm sure you were on the line in the last feed. Enjoy. Thanks, Tara. I'll speak to you later. Yeah, I am enjoying it actually. It's lovely. It is lovely. I've been good. I only had porridge today, and porridge at one dinner, and now my beer, and then that's me lot. That's me lot. Jamie, they're stackable. Hey, dear, it'd be great to see you. I might even rig up a dummy picture, Jamie, of you on a 5 metres worth of work tool boots stacked on top of each other. Send us a picture of your ceiling, the ceiling height in this place where you're going to do this, and yeah, I'll see if I can Photoshop something up, mate. That'd be good. That'd be good. Oh dear. Richard, hang on. My father and daughter are working on some flats. What are they doing? Are they a plastering team? Your daughter and your dad? Yeah, I've read that right, haven't I? Mark. Stilts on top of stilts. We'll get the big extensions like the Mexican lads. Yeah, those guys are just bloody bonkers, mate. Oh dear, how can you... I mean, not that I ever use them up high anymore. But when I've extended my stilts as high as they will go to try and hit a big ceiling, when you swing your leg, it takes forever to be able to plant it. And when I watch those guys on the height stilts they use, yeah. Apart from the fact they're just crazy. I mean, if you did come down off of them, mate, you've had it, ain't you? You're not going to be plastering the next day, assuming you survive the fall. Oh dear. Yep, I was back on me. I was on my stilts today, but that was only while I was sticking my scrim up. I boarded the ceiling I was doing, but I couldn't be bothered to skim it tonight because I didn't. Well, by the time I was all done, it had gone 4 o'clock. Yeah, about 4:30. So I thought, yeah, no, I can't. I know Mike would think nothing of knocking up the set. A 2-bag set it would be as well for this ceiling. It's a big L-shaped thing. But yeah, by 4:30, 5 o'clock. If I've been boarding most of that time, yeah, I've got to go home. Okay, oh yeah, okay. Let's spend the next couple of hours at least doing a nice big skim. Nah. But it's all prepped. I've even put water in the bucket ready for when I walk in there in the morning. I'll just hit it straight away. I won't put anything in it tomorrow because I want it to go off at its natural pace and get out of the way, and then hopefully be able to patch up the patchy things I've got to patch up and get most of that done. So I haven't got to go there Wednesday as I'm meant to be babysitting. As I said, yeah. So. Mike, I would have stayed on and got it done. Exactly, mate. That's where me and you differ. When it was still a little bit earlier and I hadn't quite finished boarding the ceiling, and I was contemplating that I might just skim it as well, just to get it out of the way. And then tomorrow I'll be so out of it. I mean, oh please, I did that last night and I didn't leave it till this morning. And I thought of you straight away, mate. Especially when it was getting a little bit later, and I thought, and the first thing that came into my head was Mike would have no problem going, well, I'm hitting this now. I've got to skin this now. Get it done. Get it out of the way. And I thought, oh yeah, if only you had been there, mate, I would have let you. So, okay, that's I thought of that, and I thought, no, I'm too tired. I'd only had the porridge. I think that's the only slightly unsensible thing about not eating during the day, is that it doesn't give you don't get that extra little boost of carb energy, you know, which you would need to kind of crack on really. But so I'm going to blame it. I'm going to blame it on that, on me current fitness regime, mate, as to why I didn't get it skinned. But I heard from Pete Carter. He's working in Biggin Hill tomorrow with Kieran, I think. For those of you that know Kieran, I think that's Kieran that's really into his music, and but he's in Biggin Hill, and I'm not, and he said it'd be nice to like meet up and maybe start the Edinburgh kind of, have a mini Edinburgh thing, which would be blooming lovely. But again, it's Biggin Hill for me is, I know it's London, but it's still like 45-minute drive or something silly. It's only 13 miles, but anything going around nearby London is the traffic's just manic. So yeah, so that can't happen. Plus the fact that I've got to get this job bashed out tomorrow. I would love to just stop or not go at all. Just meet up with Pete and Kieran and go and have a pint and something to eat. But sadly that's not happening. But as far as I know, Pete is coming to Edinburgh. Well, hopefully that's the plan. So that'd be great to be able, because I've never met Pete in the flesh. I know Jamie and a lot of other guys have from doing the DIY SOS big builds and what have you. Martin, I used B&Q cheap PVA last week, worked fine, just as good as the expensive stuff. Martin, exactly, mate, exactly. That's all I ever buy is B&Q's. What's it called? Their PVA. You'll know. Your memory's not as bad as mine. Yeah, that one. I've been using it forever, and it's still sometimes it's the teensy bit thick. So I put a teeny bit of water in, a whole bucket of it, just to make it more rollable on me roller, rather than a bit too gluey. But yeah, and then on neat it goes, mate. Lovely. And I mean, donkeys. When I first got into plastering, I used to buy like Unibond PVA. Back then it was, I'm talking about, well, going back to, silly, when I was young, that far back. And it was 20 quid for a pot of it then. And probably like Unibond PVA. Unibond was the main brand, wasn't it, I'm thinking of? It's kind of like, now it's like 30, 40, 50 quid if you want the outdoor waterproof one. And I'm thinking, not for indoors for a little bit of skimming, mate. No, I don't. So lovely drop of B&Q. It was 8 quid and it was 10 quid, and now then it was 14 quid. Now it's 15 quid for a gallon. So yeah, not as cheap as it used to be, but it's still cheaper than basically most of the others. So good on you, Martin. Man after my own heart, mate. Bit of cheap B&Q PVA. I'm going to be so upset when they shut this branch down to build more flats on the plot. I'm going to have to go to Selco or Travis Perkins. I've got accounts with both of them, but I never use them. So they're so kind of equidistant, but I've just got used to going to where B&Q is because I know where everything is, and the other places because I rarely use them. I don't. But before long, I'm not going to have a choice. But so they're meant to be shutting down for the last 2 or 3 years, and it keeps getting put off. So it might be open quite a bit longer yet. We'll see. But yeah, the old cheap B&Q. What's it called? The flipping PVA at B&Q. Yeah, I'm almost tempted to go outside and have a check one of the blooming containers. It'll come to me. Richard, don't blame you. Last time I stayed on to skim up some boarding, customer tries chipping the cost down because we got it done quick. Oh mate, they are the worst customers in the whole wide world, where you like knock something out quick because you're so bloody experienced, which is what they're paying for. And then they go, oh, you did that quick. It's like the ones that say, oh yeah, well, could you do it twice the speed and just, I know it's meant to be a 2-day job, but could you do it in what? Could you manage to do it in one and just charge me for 1 day's kind of work? No, it don't work like that. No nonsense. That's it. Jamie, well done, mate. And Mike. No nonsense PVA. Yeah, see? No nonsense PVA. Says what it does and does what it says. No nonsense. B&Q. Cheap PVA. No nonsense PVA. That's what it's called. No nonsense. Yeah. lovely, lovely drop of stuff. Lovely drop of stuff. And I know it's just common sense, but since I used to leave my roller for my PVA in the bucket of PVA, and of course if it floated a little bit and the top of it came out and it started to dry on the top of the roller, so you get this hard spot on the roller and silly things like that until I had to get a new roller on quite a regular basis. And then what now you're like this, right? What I've got a black rubble sack, right? And this was and I stuck when I finished doing my PVA in. I put it inside the black sack and a plastic rubble sack, and I rolled up the roller like that. Well, it don't roll up quite that easy, but you know what I mean. And I've been doing that now with the Saints. I've had the same roller from PVA now for 6 months, and it's still good as new. I mean, the old bearings in it might be getting a bit warm, but the now still nice and soft and fluffy all over. No funny hard bits or having to chuck it out every week because it's gone a bit donkey. So yeah, sensible, but yeah, easy thing. Wrap your roller up in. And why is the customer that I'm working for at the minute? I've known the guy for years, and I did his kitchen and I did his bathroom. This is in the place he's renting out. He doesn't live in it, and he's done a silky silk white paint on the bathroom ceiling. Okay, maybe fair enough, but I'm sure water condensates or steam condensates easier on shiny sealed paint. And he's done it in the kitchen as well. And I did a lovely job on the kitchen ceiling, and a shiny silk white paint. It just doesn't look right. I'm sorry, people. Beautiful white ceilings are always matte. They are never flipping silk. Exactly. Richard, it's just wrong, mate. Silk. Who invented bloody silk paint? Apart from the added thing that if there are any discrepancies in your plaster, boy, that silky shine's going to show them up even more. So make sure you do a pack a job, just in case they want to do it in. That's why I was quite pleased. It looked alright, apart from the fact it was shiny. No, it's not right. It's not right. I've worked in some posh houses over the years. Worked for some Arabs and stuff that had some very posh houses too, and their white ceilings, you know what they were? They were matte. They were matte white. You know why? Matte white looks like a proper ceiling should. Don't get me started on silk paint. Ooh, just a green label on it, but it says silk. Whoa, what's the matter with people? No, I did work for a woman years ago, and I replastered. She was a Polish woman. She was lovely. She worked at the biscuit factory. What biscuit factory was that? They're still going, but they're not Crawfords. Anyway, she used to give me loads of biscuits, like packets of biscuits, to take home. And I used to be worried that she was going to dock them off my bill. She gave me that many at the end of the jobs. But she was the shrewdest woman I've ever met in my whole life. She was taking her car for an MOT. No, it needed a new wing on it. That's it. And she said to me, "Can you? I know it's not your job, but and with a slight accent, obviously, that I can't do. But could you get under my car and on that wing, can you scrape into the rusty stuff, some kind of number or something you could recognise?" And I went, "Well, I can." She said, "Because I want to. Yeah, it's meant to be having a new wing on it, and if once it's been done, the new wing, if you can get under there and you can see where you scratched into the old wing, then I'll know it's not a new wing." And she was getting on the bit at the time, but she was shrewd. And I think fortunately they did actually put a proper, they did put a new wing on it, thank God. But getting back to the point, I did this kitchen for a great big curved ceiling it had as well. And we're not talking silk paint, we're talking gloss paint. And I said, "You've got to be kidding." Apart from the smell, wow, because she asked me to do it. I glossed the whole kitchen was gloss white, including these are the walls and the ceiling. She wanted it in gloss. She said it was harder wearing and she could wash it. And I thought, well, you're the customer. So yeah, but I think that's the only one I've ever seen glossed. It was horrible, but hey ho. Martin, the PVA I used was called Volden. Yeah, I think that sounds like a cheap brand that I've heard of, mate, as well. Yeah, Mike uses a food waste bin because it's got a lid in it, and of course that keeps it nice and moist. You don't leave your roller in there though, mate, do you? Or do you? But yeah, that is a good idea. Something with a lid. But perhaps, Mike, you could get some kind of paint and design your own slightly different shaped PVA bucket. The Smiler original, you could call it, and painting it with a lid. And one that was a perfect fit for like a 9-inch roller. Oh dear. Richard, did a ceiling that was being gold. Wow, did a ceiling that was being gold leafed. Funny thing, it was a double curve, ended up looking like a McDonald's sign in gold. Oh dear. It's a bit like the Venetian plastering. I had a go in my bedroom, on the bedroom wall. I quite like blue, so I thought I'm going to get some blue Venetian plaster. I'd never tried it before. It's on the internet somewhere, and I did it, and I really liked it. And I thought it could even be better if you got it more shiny, more marble looking. And like a lot of guys say that, not that they're doing it all the time, but that do a bit in their house. After a while, you look at it and you go, nah, I don't like it. It's got to be in the right. It's got to be in the right kind of place. If you do a really nice bathroom for yourself, and you decide to do all the walls so they look like marble, fine. But just doing like a feature wall in a lounge or something, unless your lounge is stunning, and you've got really good taste when it comes to what colour Venetian plaster to use and what your decor looks like. Otherwise, and if you're not specialising in it for customers, it's kind of like me. So. Richard had a customer put acrylic paint on bare plaster. I bet it didn't go well, mate. That didn't go well. Oh dear, God, acrylic paint dries so fast. And I don't know how he does it. I haven't really looked at any, but my father-in-law, when I say, "Oh, I'm painting this thing with roller or whatever," he goes, "Oh, you're not painting with a brush then?" I go, "What? Not really. I've struggled to put any kind of emulsion on the wall with a brush and not see kind of brush marks in it." And the job where I'm working at the minute, where I said the guy uses silk and that, and he's put that on with a brush, and you can see the brush lines in all the ways he's gone with his brush. I thought, well, he obviously doesn't use a roller, but give me a roller finish any day compared to a brush finish. I mean, unless a fantastic decorator who knows what he's doing, that doesn't like rollers and uses brushes, might do a great job. But your general person using the brush to emulsion walls and ceilings with, it doesn't work for me. Just even when I just go around the edges and do all the corners and cutting with a brush, don't look fantastic. So I'm not a decorator though, am I? So. How are we doing for time? That's 10 past 8. Yeah, going for a bit longer yet. Normally do till about 8:30, don't we? Oh. Richard, hey, evening, mate. Sorry, I don't know when your thingy just popped up there. Oh, just. Okay. And James as well. Flippin' hell. Richard don't know how to spell my name and James does. What's the matter? What's going on? I suppose that's the Icelandic Eric with a K. Yeah, I'm a bit of a Viking deep down. Boys, Richard, James, are you both coming, or are either of you coming, with or without your families, to Edinburgh this year? To let us know now, is it a yes, a no, or a maybe? And I hope you're well, guys, and working hard, obviously. Oh, stretch my legs a bit. Ah, that's better. Sorry guys, I've been plastering all day. It takes it out of you. Richard, decent painter decorator, hard to find. Yeah, that's true, mate. I hate painting myself. Weird. Have patience for plastering, not painting. I don't mind. I painted over a ceiling that I skimmed for a landlord fella last week, I think it was. And but I put in it was my own plastering. It was only a landing ceiling, so I put a good price to give it a few coats of paint when it had dried. So I was going back to the job, and yeah, the price I put in for it was worth me doing. So. And only if I'm really busy, I won't do any of the painting and stuff like that. But at the time when I first gave him the quote to plaster it, and he said, "Oh, can you paint it as well?" And I was quiet, so I thought, "Yeah, what the hell? But I will be going back, so you're going to have to pay me to go back. I can't do it, straight away." James, maybe at the moment I'll sort out the diary this week. Oh, do mate? I mean, we're 20th. We're going down 20th of May this year. I've already booked to pay for me hostel and me flights. A few other guys have already booked. A lot of guys haven't booked yet. So that's good. And Richard, on an empty house at the moment, full reskin. I blue grit the whole job. Saves a lot of time. Oh mate, I'm sure you use so much. I mean, I don't use it. I've never liked any of the grit things, but you might have got used to it, but don't you use a hell of a lot more skim going over the blue grit, or is that not as harsh as some of the other coloured grits? I've just heard that to cover it, you're using a fair bit more skim on it than you normally would. But yeah, I've never used it in 38, nearly 39 years now of spreading. I've never used any grits apart from a bit of PVA with some kiln dried sand in it, if I was doing something that was a little bit, but generally no, it's just good old PVA. Just whack it on neat, let it go dry, and then crack on. But no, fair enough, mate. Full house to do. Richard, I mean, I'm guessing, Richard, that you put a price in for the whole house, do the whole house and then get paid, or maybe do stage payments. But if I ever get a whole house job to do, I don't know if you've heard me say this before, that's a bit more twiddling about when it comes to quoting. But I do a quote for each room, separate, and I crack on with the first one, and it says on there, payment due on completion. And as soon as I finish that first room, I get paid for it, and then I'm moving on to I'm moving straight on to the next one anyway. And so each room I do, there's money going into the bank. One, it's good cash flow. Two, there's not going to be no issues with doing a whole job, being owed thousands of pounds, and then there being any issues of any sort that stops the client from paying you. So maybe, I mean, if it's a great client who you know really well, it's probably not an issue. But if that's not the case, I found it just works so well for the kind of work I do, because I'm all domestic. Bigger jobs like that, I just split the whole house into rooms. Do a quote for each one, and it sweet, mate. Basically, that's what I call it. But but James, are you coming to? No, hang on, that was Richard, wasn't it? James might be at the moment. Try and, if you can, mate. It'd be lovely to see you down there. We're meeting where we met before. In that, we'll meet up anyway while we're there. But you came with the wife and kids before, didn't you? We're going to the Amber Rose again, where those bunker things were, on the Tuesday. So some of the guys are getting down there on the Sunday. Most of us are going to be getting down there from Monday onwards. The meeting at the Amber Rose is going to be on the Tuesday, which gives people enough time to get themselves sorted out. And then I'm staying till Friday, and a lot of the guys are staying a week or so. So So yeah, so if you can book it and you can make it, mate, it'll be absolutely great to see you. And if your brother can come as well, that'd be fantastic. But unless you're still doing the house. But now you have it bashed out by then, mate, wouldn't you? There's still like 42 days to go. James, how often do you change your plastering buckets? Do you use the flexi tub? Yeah, I use I only buy the cheap ones that they do in B&Q, big black tough tubs, are they? I buy the biggest one you can get. And I normally have two, and I'll stick, because they're a bit flippy floppy sometimes, and I'll stick one inside the other to give it a bit more rigidity and strength. And yeah, I just use those until they're knackered. Well, until they start leaking. If they start leaking, then I'll get another one. But they're only a tenner, maybe a little bit more than that now. Things have gone up a bit. But yeah, don't swap them that often, unless I really mess one up or it gets so mucky. I kind of think, oh, I've got to get a nice new one for some nice new big posh job I might be starting. But yeah, because it's lovely to just be able to crack them out nice and easy. And so much of my work, apart from when I'm doing ceilings and I've got a spot board and that out. But then even then I have the tab on top of the spot board and I'm working off my stilts. And like I'm saying, if you're ever doing any bonding, and you're going to be possibly taking a bit of a while with it because you might be doing something a little bit awkward, if you whack a packet of extra time in a bag of bonding, makes it lovely creamy, doesn't get lumpy, stays beautiful right to the end, and it still seems to set just as quick once you've got it up. So that's good stuff. Richard, some lads use PVA, some use SBR. Yeah, no, Kirk recommends SBR, he uses it all the time. That's me, and some use grit. Only one obviously hasn't let me down, SBR. Bit of a story, but we plastered my father's house 20 years back. Only room giving us issues now is the room we use PVA. Oh mate. Anyway, we all got our ways of skimming the cat. Oh yeah, mate, it doesn't matter. Whatever works for anybody is what, you know. So if you use a particular thing and it works for you and you're happy, don't change it. You know, if you're an SBR user, don't change it to PVA unless you want to do that, and vice versa. What was I going to say about that? Yeah, but again, also though, a lot of guys that use PVA, they do that water it down 4-to-1 and all that kind of malarkey, which I reckon is what can give you issues. I mean, I've been using PVA, but I've been using it neat for most of my career, as opposed to I used to water it down to whatever it said on the bloody bottle back in the day. But I just found sometimes it took longer to dry, or it didn't do the job, or it failed, or it slid. But in all the donkey's years I've been using it neat and letting it go off completely before I hit it. This has been sweet as a nut, mind you. But then again, if it's like 20 years, you'd have to go back somewhere 20 years and be able to compare a room that might have been done with SBR or one that had been done with neat PVA, see what the score is. But yeah, whatever works for you. You know, like I say, it's more than one way to skin a cat. And it's like floating, sponge floating. You know, I've done it once recently because I actually got caught out on I think was it a ceiling or a wall? Can't remember now. But anyway, I got caught out, and I got caught out on a gear going off for donkeys. And that basically saved it. Otherwise, I was going to have a few issues with it. We'll have to do it again. So it was great for that, but that rarely happens. And yeah, I've used the sponge float twice. Once when I started learning to plaster, nearly 40 years ago, and a couple of weeks ago when I got caught out, because I kept promising I'd buy one. I've had one in my kit for ages, and I still hadn't used it. And but I used it that time. It's probably no good now. It's probably got a load of hard plaster in it because I probably hadn't washed it out properly. But anywho, Richard, I'm doing the ground floor first, then receive payment before I start the top floor. I've also had price in for the wallpaper stripping. I don't not that one. Also had priced him for wallpaper stripping. I don't know. Sorry, mate. The last bit is I don't normally strip. Oh right, yeah. No, I have done stripping for people. I just find it hard to price for it because even with a steam stripper, if it comes off sweet, not a problem at all. If it's one of them kind of it's like a chip paper that seems to have been soldered or welded onto the ceiling or wall. I did a job years back for a customer, and bedroom ceiling, kid's bedroom, had chip paper on the ceiling. She said, "Can you strip it for me and then skim it?" I went, "No problem." I'm thinking, right, I'll have that stripped by lunchtime and then I'll skim it. Anywho, by the end of the first day of stripping, I'd stripped, with a steam stripper, mind, I'd stripped half the ceiling. So that wasn't fun. So basically it took 2 days to strip and then I could skim it. And although I do, if it's not chip paper and it's on a wall, if a customer is kind of like, "Oh, please can you strip it? I can't strip it. Oh, I can't reach," and blah blah, then I might give them a price for the stripping as well. But it can be difficult for me to price for stripping, and I tend to, when people do ask me if I'll strip it, and my heart sinks a bit, and I say, well, if you're happy to pay me a plasterer's rate, and that you're looking at least 300 quid for the day to strip your wallpaper, then I'll do it. But otherwise it might be better to get someone else, even a family member, and pay them to strip it rather than be paying me like proper tradesman money for wallpaper stripping, which, let's be honest, you ain't got to be a tradesman to be a wallpaper stripper. But I do it, but I don't, I try to keep it a rare occurrence. I'd rather go into a job that's all prepped and then just crack on with it. Hello, Mike. Hang on, bear with me. Right, we do the ground floor. But yeah, okay. No, Richard, that's a good idea. At least, if it's, as long as you've got some kind of stage payment and you split the job up, I just, yeah. If that works and you're getting paid, that's all that matters at the end of the day. James, I use the flexi tubs. I find they spray a lot when mixing. That's the only annoying part. It might depend on your mixer, mate, and the kind of paddle you got in it, and yeah, and stuff like that in general. I've got a mega mixer plug-in, and I use that on the low torque speed, which is quieter on that actually. It goes a bit slower, and I knock the bulk of that out without any real splashing issues. And if I'm doing a double 2-bag mix in one tub, then because I'm using the wide tub, I'm not using the tall ones. And then I'll start it off like that, and then I'll stick it onto its second speed, which is much faster. And as long as you can keep the whisker under the plaster, it doesn't have a splashing issue. If it's too low and you've got it on a high spin, it will, it splashes all over the flipping place. What I sometimes do, if I've got my ball and stand against the wall and I'm mixing in the pot on the ball and stand, I'll drape a bit of plastic, stick it on the top and drape it down the back wall. But even if it's a wall I'm plastering, it just saves all that, any kind of spray or splashing, it just hits the plastic rather than speckled in the wall the wall with it. Mike, hi Eric, question, what's your thoughts or differences when using bonding and hard wall, mate? First thing, Mike, is that Mike Owen, I'm chatting to now, hard wall stinks like rotten egg, mate. It's bloody horrible. It's bloody horrible stuff, and although it's meant to be, I use it that unoften, I can't even remember if it's meant to be for lower or higher suction background, but whatever, I've never had an issue. It used to be, back in the day, it was browning or bonding. Browning sticks to bricks, bonding sticks to everything else, and now it's mostly bonding or hard wall. And because I just moved from browning to all bonding, and browning's kind of disappeared, I do everything in bonding. Rarely do I. One, it doesn't smell of rotten egg, and and 2, and if you want it to stay soft and creamy and consistent, like I was saying earlier, if you whack a packet of extra time, easy mix extra time in it, it keeps a lovely consistency like hardwool often does. Hardwool doesn't tend to get lumpy near the end, but if you're mixing it and keeping it in a tub and you're doing bonding, that last little bit can start to go hard and lumpy in the bottom, even if you're getting it out at a good old rate. I don't know why that is, but packet of the old easy mix stops that. And yeah, so basically for me, mate, it's bonding all the way. If someone said to me, "Oh, you can have bonding or hardwool, what do you want to use, mate?" I go, "Oh, bonding, thanks very much, mate. Yeah, keep the hardwool." But again, some guys, whether you get used to it. If people have been using hardwool all the time, they get used to the fact it stinks. Nothing personal, hardwool. But yeah, and they don't want to use bonding because I perhaps find it feels a little bit more sticky or whatever. But again, there's more than one way to skin a cat. I'm happy with bonding. There's nothing wrong with using hardwool. I've just never really had to use hardwool, so yeah. So I barely touch the stuff. Barely touch the stuff unless there's no bonding, and then I will get some hardwool, but I won't be happy that I'm having to use hardwool. So that's how much I like hardwool. Yeah, stop sitting on the fence, y'all. Right, hang on. Mark, if you score wood chip, then watered down vinegar and it comes off, not so bad. Are you sure about that, Mark Neeson? Are you sure, brother? I'm pretty sure I've tried everything. I've tried all the scoring and stuff. Yeah, I don't know if I've tried vinegar. I've tried the wallpaper remover, which is meant to help meant to soak in more to the paper and soften up the paste, but and still struggled with I just don't know what it is about wood chip paper, and even more so if it's on the ceiling rather than on the wall. I suppose if the wall's a solid wall and the ceiling's plasterboarded wall with a skim on it, and then it's had wood chip stuck to it just doesn't want to come off. I don't know what. No. But I will try that next time, bruv. Next time I've got a bit of wood chip and it's down to me to strip it, I'll try scoring it and using vinegar, right? And I'll let you know how I get on. Oh dear. Richard, stripping is hard to price. Yeah, exactly, mate. Some people falls off. Some sticks like shit to a blanket. Absolutely, Richard. That was my. Yeah, I kind of like almost say that to a customer in so many words. But it's been nice a couple of times, but it's been rare where I've given them a decent price to strip the paper, and let's say you can literally you start to get the old steam stripper going, and then you kind of scrape it a bit, and you can realise you can pull, not just the one that comes off like that anyway, but where it just kind of falls off the wall, and you think, oh, this is lovely, you're done in no time at all. You squash it all down, shove it in the bag, and crack on. But other times there's that where there's a bit that says, "Oh, can you strip it?" And the bit that might have had a bit of damp behind it. Oh, that's lovely and loose. You kind of, oh yeah, no problem. Seam strip. I soon have this done. And of course, the bit that had a bit of damp behind it originally, or whatever caused it, now that comes off like a piece of cake, no problem. And then, oh, hang on a minute. That next bit ain't coming off quite so easy, is it? No. So yeah, so that's not so. Yeah, that happens. That happens quite a lot too. But yeah, it swings and roundabouts. If it falls off the wall, fantastic result. If it doesn't, yeah. And even if you charge well for it, it's just the fact you can get right old wrist ache doing flipping stripping with whatever kind of stripper you use. Whether you use those ones with the actual, like a lot of decorators use with a metal blade in, more or less shaves the paper off. And if you're using them, you're better off to not use the steam stripper. It does damage the plaster often, but if you're a spread and you're going to skim the walls anyway, it don't really matter, does it? As much as it matters to Joe Public if they start scoring the wall with strippers and stuff. Mark, never used hardwool in my life. Plasterer's over here. You don't get it over there, my dear. Full finish hardwool. Yeah, no, it's a backing. It's a backing mark. It's all right. Yeah, and you're lucky to have never have to smell it, mate. It's bloody horrible. Yeah, yeah. It is a sulphur. It must obviously some kind of sulphury smell. Um, perhaps that's part of the magic. Perhaps have a group of guys in a special room. They collect the gas and they use that to help refine the plaster. Richard, hardball smelly. Sure, it's got sulphur in it. Yeah, I reckon so, Richard. I reckon so, mate. James, what size trowel do you lay on with Eric? I usually use 16, but I see a lot of guys using the 14. Yeah, my main trowel for laying on, if I'm doing any kind of heavy stuff or backing coats or bonding or whatever, I use 14. Is it 14 or 16? No, I use 16. But I bought an 18-inch, 18 by 5. Nice one. It was a Marshall. Yeah, it's Marshall Town, I'm sure it is. There's a big old trowel, and once it was worn in, I did a bit of bonding with it once, but like Kirk could tell you, that's a mistake, because if you want to get wrist issues, use too big a trowel for heavy stuff. But now all my skimming, if I'm doing a ceiling or any walls, I'm using my 18-inch, 18 by 5 for laying on the skim, and for most of the, actually I think I do the troweling up. Oh no, because a lot of my troweling up I do with my first couple of the coats. I'm using my speed skim with a plastic, but not the metal blade, plastic blade to level it out. Doing my second coat, and in some instances now, often I'm putting on my second coat by buttering up my speed skim plastic blade and laying the second coat on with that. And when it's getting to that point where you can start thinking about putting water on it, sometimes I will spray it and then I will use again the plastic blade. If it's pulling too much because it's drying too quick, or it's getting to that point where it's too dry, then I'll wet it and I finish it off with a metal blade speed skim. And a lot of the times now I've been leaving it under that and not troweling it again, because I used to classic would always trowel the wall up and down and up and down, up and down at the end to finish it off. But I don't tend to do that anymore since I've been using the metal bladed. Well, I do it, but I'm doing it with a great big 900 speed skim, metal blade speed skim. It comes out a treat. But yeah, so I'm using an 18 by 5 for laying on my skim, but I wouldn't lay on anything else with it because it's too much. It's too much on your wrist. That's why I think Kirk uses. This is a 4-inch, 14 by 4-inch, and I'd feel like I wasn't getting any gear up if I dropped to a trowel that size for skim. Anyway, I just it's doable. Of course it is. But now I just feel like I was having to use it too much to cover an area. Whereas obviously if you're using an 18 by 5, you can really get a good spread back and forth or up and down on the wall. Apart from the fact you can go from the bottom up as high as you can reach, because you've got the width for the length. You've got the width holding all the gear, and you've got the length to give you that nice wide kind of spread, so you can soon get across the wall and then just fill the top bit in, which is about that much left to do on a standard height. But lovely trowel. But other work is better with backing coats and stuff. Smaller trowels is better and kinder on your joints. Mark, 14 inches perfect all rounder. Those big trowels would kill you on sand and cement. Oh yeah, mate, you couldn't. Sand and cement they wouldn't even go there with a big trowel. Yeah, would completely wreck you in a day, without a doubt. Wreck your wrist, wreck your forearm, wreck your elbow, and your shoulder. Richard, it's the wallpaper glue. How many times have you PVA'd the old wall and it goes all gungy and gloopy? Just horrible. Have to let it dry up and then bug on the first pass. It all comes back to life again. The only time I've had trouble with it going gloopy or a bit funny, putting PVA on the old wall, which is as if there was like some kind of distemper up there, and it was kind of like mixing in with the PVA. The PVA starts to go on, then it doesn't stick very well because it comes back off because it's because of the powder of the old distemper. But you can kind of keep drying, and it can, but it does end up a kind of a gloopy mess, which normally means the whole thing needs scraping. But again, even for me, I'm one of those guys where if I start to do a job and it does turn out that there's distemper on all of it, which I did do on a job a while back, the ceiling and the walls, the guy stripped them all ready for me. I went in there, started to PVA the walls, and it did cover, and they also just started to peel off and bubble up, and I thought, oh man, you got distemper all over the flipping, all the walls are covered in it. And a lot of plasterers I know will then crack on and go, well, I'll have to scrape all this off, but I just politely told my lovely customer that it all needs scraping off, and I'll, you know, if he can get it ready by tomorrow, I will be back tomorrow. And that's what he did. He got it all scraped off, and then I went back in and I started again the next day. Actually, that room's the one where I did the video about putting on a second coat with a speed skim. That is that room, and I do document that happening at the beginning of the video if you haven't seen it. Yeah. James, when you water down the wall for a trowel with the metal speed skim, do you use a brush or water sprayer before troweling? So I use a water sprayer. I used to use a small water sprayer. The hose lock ones, it'd be like 20 quid they want for them now. Anyway, but I mean they're the better ones if you've got to get a small one. I used the bigger one for a while, but I really, because you can put on a right good spray with a big one, which is great when you're doing a wall or walls, but when you're doing ceiling, the big one, you got it over your shoulder, but the strap kind of cuts in a bit because it's bloody heavy because it's got so much water in it, and it swings around when if you're trying to trowel up and down with stilts or on the scaffold, and you've got this great big heavy bottle. It's a bit of a pain, so I went back to the smaller bottle. But generally I spray so I can get a good spray over the wall. But sometimes you'd be better off with a brush, because I do, like, I take a small brush around the edges when I'm doing that part of it. But you can make a bit too much mess, I find, with the big old water brushes, because that's what we used to do back in the day. It was like, didn't think of using spray bottles. You dip your old massive old horsehair brush in and like flick it at the wall, and it'd cover it, make it nice and wet. But a lot of the water would also be hitting the deck, which on a building site with old concrete floor didn't really matter, but on domestic jobs, then you don't need to be splashing and all that kind of water. So yeah, spray bottle mostly, mate. Spray bottle. But for doing if you're going to do walls though, the bigger one is probably the better spray bottle, because you really pumps out a good old spray, whereas the small ones are a little bit more farty. If you get a decent spray on and then run the old metal blade speed skim across it, left, right, up, down, comes out a treat. If there's any issues around the edge, then I'll take my normal, not flexible, normal Marshalltown, and I'll go around the edges maybe of a wall if I need to. And I do use a corner trowel at that point to get me corners nice, because Kirk he's brilliant at going down, from years of practice I suppose, going down corners with the edge on the top of his trowel to the toe. I'm rubbish at that. I try doing that, and I keep kind of accidentally digging the toe into the opposite wall, spoiling the corner. So a bit of brush, a little bit of water, or the spray, and then I'll take my old corner trowel down it. Works a treat. When you walk down that was for you, James, wasn't it? Jamie, wallpaper paste. Wallpaper paste? No, that's talking about stripping wallpaper. Mark replying to Richard. Richard, We had one like that recently. First one we ever had to overboard. Oh, right, okay. Yeah. If you are having an issue, perhaps it's a good idea to overboard if the customers, well, if there's no option. Because like I say, some customers, they just don't want to pay for to have something boarded over. Paul. All right, Paul. It's been a while, but used to sugar soak the walls after the wallpaper comes off. Bloody paste rolls up now and again with the PVA. Yeah, that's horrible when that happens, mate. Horrible when that happens. Yeah, sugar soaping. I mean, when I used to do any decorating in my own house, if I could get a decent enough paint that would cover, I don't know, that yellow stain you used to get from smoking. Not my smoking, but just, well, it might have been back in the day when I did used to smoke. But yeah, the best thing to do is to prep a wall properly when it comes to decorating. Like, give it a good old wash down with sugar soap. But I just can't be bothered. I hear that water running down your arm if you're using a spun or whatever. Yeah, don't like it. Dear, but that's the best. It's best to prep properly like that, as opposed to seeing if you can paint or do stuff over the top of a wall that really could do with a good old wash first. Without a doubt. Oh dear. Mark, Spear and Jackson do a good spray bottle. Oh dear, what size, mate? The smaller one or the big one, or do they do? Oh, excuse me, or do they do both? Oh, flipping hell, look at the time. We're still chatting, which is nice. I'm not knocking it, boys. Not knocking it. It's been a while, but used to. Oh yeah, I've read that one. Spear and Jackson. Yeah, I'll have a look at the Spear and Jackson ones, mate. One I'm looking at, maybe get myself an X, not an X-Man, X-Skim Rafina, Mark. Yeah, I'll look up the old, because I need a new spray bottle, because mine keeps starting to drip now. So annoying. Richard replying to Richard Kirk, replying to Richard Kirk? Oh, replying to Mark, sorry mate. Taken to trying a patch and then feeling it. If the old wallpaper paste comes back to life, found stabilising solution, kills that dead in quick time. Back on with the problem. Yeah, I remember years ago I used to do complete sort of furbs on houses. Used to do the plant when they'd had massive floods. Used to replace all the ceilings, do the carpentry stuff, doors, door frames, skirtings, and window replacements. Did the outside painting outside of places, had all scaffolding put up, that kind of stuff. And I used to do that for an estate agent guy that I knew, and I was probably the cheapest guy because didn't have the pricing experience back then. And I'd get these jobs of these whole houses to do, and yeah, there was one outside white wall that needed repainting, and I tried a little bit on there, and the paint just wouldn't stick, and it was flaking off. And then I bought some of the it was proper paint, a sealer that you put up to seal the paint if it's flaky paint, and it's ever so thin, and you just brushed it on. I think I put it on with a little roller, and then as soon as that had gone off, you could paint over it lovely, no issues at all. So yeah, great stuff. The old the proper sealers for sealing dusty, flaky old paint. It's just if you've allowed for it in your timing or in your, when it comes to your pricing, if it's to start buying extra stuff and adding to your day because you've got to strip something off or seal something that wasn't accounted for. If the customer's going to pay extra, that's fine, but if they're not, then yeah, it's going to be a bit of a pain. Well, it's around 1.5 to 2 litres. Okay, mate. Right, people. Still got some beer left. Wow. That's because I haven't had one for so long. I made it last. Oh, another 12p, mate. I better get out of here. Yeah, if the music's repeating. I might lose. That could be 24p. couldn't it? If I play it twice on one video, who knows? Right, night all, yeah. Cheers, boys and girls. Thanks for coming. It's 9:15, flipping out. Almost time for me to go to bed because I'll be doing that and all. Try and yeah, I've got a busy day tomorrow. Dear. But yeah, thanks for coming, guys. Look forward to talking to you in a couple of weeks' time, or seeing you on Trail Talk, or on Ask the Plasterer Discord forum, or in Edinburgh. But I'm sure we'll chat before then. Right, cheers, my dears. Have a lovely evening. We'll find me on stop streaming button, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now. Quick, quick, before you get another copyright strike on your music. Beer, 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 beer.